My wife humiliated me in front of her friends in my own living room. She smiled, lifted her wine, and called me terrible in bed, like it was harmless gossip. 3 weeks later, her best friend looked her dead in the eye and said, "Actually, he's amazing," and my wife lost it. Saturday night was her annual college girls gathering. 8 women showed up with bottles, opinions, and zero shame. I cooked for hours, set out snacks, refilled glasses, and played the perfect husband. When the ice ran low, I slipped into the kitchen. That's when I heard her voice, clear and cruel, coming from the couch. "Honestly, girls, I don't know what to do anymore. He has no idea what he's doing." Laughter popped off like fireworks. Then she kept going, like she was reviewing a bad restaurant. She compared me to a teenager and mocked things I'd said in private. She turned our bedroom into a comedy set. I stood there with the ice bag sweating through my hands, water dripping onto the tile, feeling something inside me snap. I didn't storm in. I walked back out with fresh ice, smiled, and kept hosting like nothing happened. My face hurt from smiling. I listened to them laugh in the house I paid for, and I realized she didn't just disrespect me, she enjoyed it. That was the moment I stopped trying to fix us. The next afternoon, her best friend Sarah texted, "Can we talk?" We met at a coffee shop downtown, and she couldn't even look at me at first. "I couldn't sleep," she said, stirring her drink like it mattered. She told me my wife had been doing this for months. Girls' nights, lunches, phone calls. "She treats you like you're disposable," Sarah said, and I'm tired of laughing along. I didn't beg for details. I just listened, and the quiet part of me started making plans. After that, Sarah and I started meeting up. Coffee before work, lunches when my wife was busy, long talks where someone actually asked how my day went and waited for the answer. I let my phone light up and smiled at messages. I took calls in the garage, just out of earshot, and came back calmer than my wife could handle. 2 weeks in, she started circling me like a detective. She checked my phone when I showered and stared at card statements like they'd confess. She found nothing, and that made her meaner. The paranoia sat on her shoulders, and I let it. So when we hosted the same group again, I was ready. I made sure Sarah and I were already close on the couch when they walked in, laughing like we had inside jokes. Across the room, my wife kept refilling her glass and forcing that bright, brittle smile. At dinner, someone mentioned divorce, and my wife couldn't resist taking another swing at me. "Sometimes you have to accept your partner's limitations," she said, eyes flicking my way. "Like some men who think they're great in bed." Nervous laughs. Forks paused midair. My wife leaned into it anyway, louder now, enjoying the audience. Sarah didn't get emotional. She just said, "Oh, we're doing this again?" My wife shrugged. "I'm just being honest." Sarah leaned back. "Maybe you're not the best judge." My wife scoffed. "And how would you know?" Sarah unlocked her phone and placed it in the center. She flipped it face down, slow and deliberate. Then she slid it toward my wife without blinking. My wife's fingers shook as she turned it over. Her eyes raced across the screen, faster and faster. Her wine glass tipped and red spilled across the cloth. She made a strangled sound, like air got stolen. Sarah said, "Because I asked him myself." The room went dead quiet. My wife grabbed the phone, scrolled, and her face went white, then red. "What did you do?" she shrieked, mascara already smearing. She hurled the phone at Sarah and it cracked on the table. Then she spun on me, shaking. "Tell me she's lying. Tell me you didn't." I held her stare and kept my voice flat. "You turned me into a joke for your friends. This is what it looks like when the joke stops being funny." Sarah stood, walked behind my chair, and rested her hand on my shoulder like a claim. My wife stared at it like it was a weapon. Sarah smiled, calm and satisfied. "Actually, he's amazing." I went upstairs, grabbed the duffel bag I'd already packed, and came back down while my wife was still shaking. She tried to block the doorway. "You're really leaving?" "Yeah," I said. "Talk to me through a lawyer. If you were in my shoes, what would you have done next?"